There are 2 rooms on this floor that I have not been looking forward to taking the plaster out of, and this room is one of them. And the reason for that is also my favorite feature in this room, which is the bay windows. This is one of 2 sets in the house, the other one is in the first floor dining room. And I knew from removing that plaster in the dining room downstairs that this was going to take me forever. The angles of the plaster in between the windows makes it nearly impossible to get any sort of leverage when trying to remove the plaster. And that means you really have to use your muscles when going at this space. It also doesn't help that this trim doesn't want to cooperate, and when I try to pull it off the wall, it starts to break. So I left it up there so I can come back through at a different time to take it down, and I just worked around it. There was so much footage here, I had to put the time lapse into 2x speed just so I could fit this whole project in one video. And watching it back now, it really doesn't look like it was that bad. And maybe you'll think I'm being dramatic, but it was my least favorite part of the weekend, and I was so glad when it was over. If you look through those doorways there, you can see the chute that I'm using for the bins of plaster. Instead of having to carry the bins all the way down the stairs and out to the dumpster, Dad built me a nice little chute that goes out the second floor window and leads directly to the dumpster. So in previous second floor videos, when you've seen me disappear from the screen with a bin for a minute, that's where I'm going. For some reason in this room, the plaster was spread very thin on a few of the walls. And thin plaster is actually harder to scrape off than the thick stuff because it's tougher to get in behind it. There's less for the scraper to catch on to get in underneath the plaster, so more often than not, I ended up scraping over the top of it. But that didn't stop me from making pretty quick work of the rest of this room after I got through that window section. I used 2 tarps in here because the room was pretty large, so when I went to clean up, I started by pouring all of the plaster off of one tarp into the other so I could make one big pile to scoop and take to the chute. And here's another angle of me using the chute. And with that room done, I am officially over the halfway point with plaster removal on the second floor.